Welcome back to the Funded Trader series, and today I'm shooting a different type of video. You guys are probably wondering why I'm not behind the charts. However, today I just want to share my insights on the Funded Trader series, on the journey of scaling a $5,000 funded account into a $10,000 monthly consistent income, the lessons I've learned so far, what I'm taking away from the journey. So it's been a quite challenging journey, to say the least. A journey that when I reflect on the Funded Trader series and the whole objective, and I look at the work I'm putting in, and I realize that it's a continuous journey of improvement. And what do I mean by improvement? It's a journey of constantly and continuously improving your skill. And how do you improve your skill? How do you get better as a trader? That's the question I ask myself as I'm undertaking this journey. And I realize that reflection is key. Reflection is key when it comes to the markets. So what I did, or what I do, is I go over my P&L, and what I've learned from my P&L, I've learned a lot from my P&L, guys. One of the first things that I've taken away from just looking at my P&L is there's certain mistakes I wouldn't say not supposed to make, because you make these mistakes, but there's certain decisions that in hindsight, you realize that no, these are actually silly decisions. For example, certain trades, as you refine your system, as you spend more time on the charts, what I realized is there's certain trades that I'm not supposed to be taking. For example, when I'm probably in a consolidation phase, there's no reason for me to take a trade. So what I should do in that scenario, I should step back and not put my capital at risk, because the conditions are not favorable for my strategy. That's one of the first takeaways that I had, that the epiphany that I had when I looked at my P&L. And secondly, what I've taken away from just looking at my P&L is the fact that certain trades were, quote unquote, according to my system, good trades that I missed out on, and that I tried to capitalize on, even though I missed out on it. I don't know if it makes sense. For example, I have specific entry criteria. The market fits the entry criteria, and I missed out on the specific trade. Let's say the market taps into my entry criteria, moves away. However, what I then try to do is I then try to catch the trade. However, I've already missed out on the trade. And what happens is, because I'm catching the trade late, my whole risk would be deviated. I'd risk more. I wouldn't have enough room to cover myself. And because I wouldn't have enough room to cover myself in terms of the actual stop loss area, I would then cover myself at a cheaper price. And because I'm covering myself at this cheaper price, what would happen? The market would probably pull into cheaper price, stop me out, and react from my overall setup, making the trade a winner. However, I would not have made profit, and that has been happening for, I'd say, more than 2 times. It has happened more than 2 times, and it's one of the key takeaways, which is simply to stick to your entry criteria. Very important, guys, because once you deviate from your entry criteria, your whole risk management is skewed, and you won't have enough room to cover yourself, which has been happening in my case. So that's also one of the key takeaways I've learned from just looking at my P&L, guys. And another thing is that I want to share with you guys. This journey has been testing my psychology, because as you guys have seen, if you've watched the previous video, if you have followed the journey from episode 1 up until now, you'd have seen that there's days where we are up, there's days where I'd be up maybe 2%, there's days where I'd be up maybe 3%, and there's days where I'd be down 4%, 5%, and these types of drawdowns really got you questioning yourself. You're really questioning, man, what's going on? Am I capable of doing this? Can I actually trade? Like, really? Yeah, and these types of drawdowns actually is a result of what I've mentioned earlier, deviating from my entry criteria. So these things then test your psychology, and it actually tested my psychology. And because the whole journey is it's like a chart. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And sometimes you stay longer in a retracement. So there's days, maybe a week or 1 week, or maybe 2 week losing streak or drawdown. Like right now, I'm still in drawdown. And this has been really testing my psychology. But in situations like this, you need to understand your true capabilities. You need to understand that, no man, I can actually trade. I have a perfect system. I just need to stick to my system. I just need to follow the rules. And that is what has kept me grounded. And the fact that I have a learner's mindset, I have a student mindset. I'm continuously learning, guys. I'm continuously learning, guys. I'm always learning, and I'm always trying to improve. And one thing that has also helped me, guys, it's not listening to any trader out there except my mentor. But just looking at trading content, these things also affect your psychology, and it can be the reason you deviate, or you fall into a state where you remain in certain phases longer. Because to be honest, drawdowns are part of the game, man. You always gonna experience your drawdowns. You always gonna have losing days, losing weeks. It's part of the game. but there's gonna be days where you're up, where your system plays out, and this then makes you profitable over the long run. And the key nugget is this: I had to realize that over the long run, I will be profitable. Over the long run, my strategy and my system will play out. That is a key nugget, guys, a key nugget. That really change the game. It can change the game for you. If you understand that, no, the only thing that I'm supposed to do is follow my system, apply proper risk management, not look around who's doing what, who's doing this, who's doing that. Focus on the charts, keep the long-term vision in mind, and it's definitely gonna happen, guys. I see this happening. I see this happening. I'm already seeing myself turning this 5K funded account into a $10,000 monthly income. It's already happening, guys. Despite the challenges, despite the drawdowns, despite the times that feel like, damn, is this really possible? Can we really make it out there? Despite those times, I am optimistic, I'm positive, I'm not delusional, because I have a system that's working, and that's what I want you guys to also keep in mind. If you have a system that's working, if you apply proper risk management, if you working on your psychology, you understand your edge, these things will work out. It will definitely work out, guys. And the Funded Trader series is a blueprint. That I'm giving to you guys. I'm showing you guys. I'm not charging anything. I'm showing you guys how I'm literally going from zero to hero in no time. It's happening right here, live. I'm going from 5K, scaling a $5,000 funded account to a $10,000 monthly income. I'm doing it right here, and I'm showing you guys. So I think I've spoken a lot. I've said a lot. Take what's yours. Maybe you've learned something. Maybe you've learned nothing. But we are going to the top. I'm definitely scaling this $5,000 funded account into a $10,000 monthly income. And if you are new here, if you're just watching this video, stumble upon it, hit that like button, comment down below, subscribe, and welcome to the Funded Trader series. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.